If you're watching this, there's a good chance that you've already done the hard part. You've saved diligently. You've said no to things. You've put away enough to feel, at least on paper, financially ready for retirement. But now what? Well, you're here and something feels off. You're not spending the way that you thought you would. Or maybe you're hesitant to book that trip, replace the car, or help your kids. And if that's you, you're not alone. Today, I want to talk about something that almost no one prepares you for, and that's why retirees don't actually spend their money, even when they can, even when they should. And more importantly, what you can do to shift that. Here's what the financial industry rarely talks about. Most Canadians are not running out of money in retirement. They're passing away with hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, still in their account. RIFs with large untouched balances, TFSAs that haven't been touched in years, GICs just rolling over quietly, and investment accounts growing even in their 80s and 90s. And when I sit down with those clients in their 70s and 80s, you know what I often hear? I wish I had spent more when I had the chance. They weren't wrong to be cautious, but somewhere along the way, their caution becomes hesitation. And that hesitation became regret. Now, there are three common fears I see over and over again with retirees, and they're very human. Fear number one, what if I run out? Now, this is a big one, and it's a primal fear. Even when the numbers say that you're fine, something deep inside us says, but what if maybe something happens? What if I live too long? What if I need care? And so you freeze. You hold off on spending, not because you're being cheap, but because your safety system is in overdrive here. Fear number two, I don't want to be a burden. Now, for many Canadians, especially parents, this one runs extremely deep. You want to stay independent. You want to make sure that you don't leave your kids or your spouse scrambling. You want to handle it all yourself. And that's admirable, but sometimes that desire to protect others means denying yourself the joy and freedom that you've earned. Now, I've had clients in great shape financially who couldn't bring themselves to buy new patio furniture because they worried about being irresponsible. Fear number three, I don't know how much is safe to spend. Now, this is one I see most often with folks who didn't have a clear drawdown plan. They'll say things like, should I be taking money from my RIF or my TFSA first? What if I trigger a tax clawback? What if I spend too much in maybe those go-go years and don't have enough later? And because there's no framework, they default to spending the bare minimum. Now, let me tell you about a couple I worked with. Let's call them Jeff and Jenny. Now, they were in their early 60s, healthy and completely debt-free. They had $1.1 million in investments, CPP and OAS was right around the corner, and they were spending $4,500 per month after tax. Now, they were doing great on paper, but they were stuck in this loop. Let's wait one more year. Let's hold off until we're more confident. Now, we built a full plan. Income, tax, healthcare modeling, long-term scenarios. It showed that they could comfortably spend $6,000 to $6,500 per month after tax, take a trip every single year, gift to the kids, and renovate their kitchen. And they're going to still leave a very strong estate. Now, when they saw this, Jeff leaned back and he said to me, so you're saying we could start living now? Absolutely. Now, here's the truth that I've come to believe. Underspending in retirement is rarely about the numbers. It's about identity. So think about it. For 30 or 40 years, you were a saver. You worked hard. You deferred gratification. Your identity was built around accumulation. Now, overnight, you've been told to reverse that, to withdraw, to spend, to slow down. And that's a massive psychological shift. And for many, it doesn't feel safe. even if it is. It's like going from pressing the gas to suddenly coasting with no clear destination. So what happens? Well, you stay in idle, not driving, not parked, just stuck. Now, if you want to get unstuck, you need to rethink the way that you view money in retirement. So here are 3 mindset shifts that can change everything. Shift number 1 is retirement isn't a straight line. It has seasons. You're not going to spend the same way at 65 as you do at 85. Now, you may have heard these before, but these are the 3 phases of retirement. You have your go-go years. This is between 60 and 75 or so. They are high activity years where maybe you're traveling and you have a lot of energy in these years. We also have your slow go. This is generally between 75 and 85. You have a little bit more time at home and you're starting to slow down and maybe not traveling as much. And then we have our no-go years. This is essentially 85 plus, where you need some more support needs and you're focusing more now on your health care. Now, most people spend more in the go-go phase, and that's okay. In fact, that's the point. So use this window while you're still mobile, while you're healthy and you're excited, because later on, your spending is going to just naturally slow down. So trying to save the most for the least mobile years, that's probably a backward plan. Shift number 2, you don't have to guess. You can run the numbers. Confidence comes with clarity. Now, if you don't know how much is safe to spend, get a written plan built. Not a back of the napkin sort of estimate, but a full model that looks at everything from CPP and OAS timing to your tax brackets, inflation, healthcare, TFSA, RIFs, non-registered sequencing, longevity projections, legacy goals. When you can see your cash flow 30 years out and it holds up, something shifts in your brain. You stop second guessing. You stop fearing every purchase. And you begin actually living. Shift number 3 is spending isn't reckless, it's rewarding. So let me be blunt here. You didn't save all this money just to stare at it. You saved it to use it, to enhance your life, to reduce your stress, and to create memories with your family, to help people, to enjoy what you've worked for. Now, that's not reckless. That's extremely wise, because the real waste is not spending out of fear and dying with regrets. Now, here are a few practical things I help clients build. Income buckets, knowing what you'll spend and where it's coming from, spending floors and those ceilings. So giving yourself a healthy range, not a fixed rule. A fun account, guilt-free spending for travel, gifts, hobbies. A drawdown map, what to pull from first and when. Tax optimization, so we're talking about RSP meltdowns here, pension splitting, TFSA padding, and avoiding those OAS clawbacks. And also scenario planning, seeing what happens if the markets drop or healthcare costs unfortunately spike. Now, these aren't just about spreadsheets here. They're tools for peace of mind. Now, let's flip the script a little bit here and let's reframe probably some things that you've been telling yourself in your head. What if I run out? Instead of saying that, try, what if I never really lived? Instead of saying, I'll wait until next year, try, what would it feel like to start small now? Instead of, I can't afford it, try, is this aligned with a life that I actually want? Now, these are all scripts that we tell ourselves. Sometimes we just need to write a new one. Now, why don't retirees want to spend? Well, it's about fear of running out, fear of burdening others, no clear spending strategy, psychological resistance, over-identification without saving. But also, you have time-limited opportunities here, and you deserve joy. There are tools out there to help support that confidence, and you can shift your mindset. This isn't about spending recklessly, it's about leaving intentionally. So if you're in retirement or you're approaching it and you've been hesitant to enjoy what you've saved, just take a breath. You're not alone, and there are always ways to move forward. Now, if you'd like help building a plan that makes spending feel safe again and purposeful, you can learn more at stonecitywealth.com. I'm Adam, and I'll see you in the next video.